Mauser action. Chambered in 7.62 by 51, but shoots perfectly fine 308 ammo. Peep sights on the rear aperture, and you can fit it with the suppressor. Is this the ultimate surplus hunting rifle for the deer? I think it stands a very good chance. Let's talk about it. But will this rifle do the job? As you can see, I do have a very typical for the hunting scenario setup. I'm going to put one round at a time to the magazine so we can have a nice conversation. I'm going to chamber it. I have a target set up at the 150 yards, and I'm going to go behind the rifle, squared on it, so I have a good control. I'll push out my sexy ass to the rear, and I'll aim for the Vintage Rifle Shooters Club target down the range. And that's a hit on the plate. And as you can see, you can do a very nice and accurate hits without much of an effort. But let's talk about it, how we zero this rifle and what we can do with the iron sights. Unfortunately, to zero this rifle, you will need a little set me tool like that one. The good thing is they are really cheap. And how you zeroing this rifle? So you have to slide this tool through the opening in the hood, and this is that opening, and you see the two notches on the each side of that front post, and you have to align your tool. You will basically slide it in like that, and you have to align it. Now, by screwing the post clockwise, you will screw it in, and this would raise the point of impact on the target. If you will unscrew it, of course you will keep dropping the point of impact on target. But there's always a but. With this front post, you have to remember the one thing: the front post isn't really centered in the nest. It is at little offset. So if you will keep moving, spinning that front post, it doesn't just rotates in the center. What is happening, it's going like on a little orbit around the nest, because it is on offset. So by screwing in or screwing out that front post, you also are going to start moving the windage. So you have to be careful, take your time, and when you're zeroing, make sure that you are happy with the windage adjustments and the elevation adjustments for the rear sights. And speaking about the rear sights are offering to you 4 basic settings. So in this position, the rear sight per manual was designated for 100 meters, and that was more like an open sights, easy to acquire the target, but not a lot of people likes to have that type of the sights. Fear not. If you will turn this to your left or counterclockwise, you have a little peep window. That peep window was designated for a 200 meters setting per manual, and then we have one more turn to the left or counterclockwise, and this was a 300 meters setting. That's not overweight, there is more. It's almost like a for sale TV. If you will go back to 100 meters setting and flip clockwise, you had one more peep window, and this was designated for a 400 meters setting for a standard M80 ball ammo. As you can see, I did put the suppressor on it, which makes a perfect sense for this hunting trip. And guys, the threads on the end of the barrel are metric. That's a 15 by 1 thread. And the rifle comes standard with the flash hider. But as I said, since this is a very popular thread size, many suppressors manufacturers will provide the solution so you can add the suppressor, which I think for hunting is outstanding. All right, I think this is it. The one thing what I have to say too, sometimes those FR8s are a little bit painful with feeding the rounds from the magazine. So if you have to make some polishing, don't be afraid. It is easy fix, and you have to just work a little bit on those feed ramps to smooth out the feeding, and you will be perfectly fine. Now that we have learned how to zero this rifle and what we can do with it, let's put one more round to the magazine and let's see if we can be consistent on that target down the range. So round goes through the chamber. I love that action, extremely smooth. And I'm going again, shoot from the standing position. I'm going to push my ass towards this side. I'm going to brace the rifle nicely. And that's a hit on the target again. And guys, really from the standing position, you shouldn't have any problems at all to control whatever will come out inside the 300 yards. Now, please remember that your actual target on the deer is not going to be very big, right? This is not going to be a human-sized target, so the vitals on the deer, it's a much smaller area. Depends which side on the deer you're going to target, and if you don't feel really comfortable with taking a longer shot, wait. Usually they come up close in the Midwest, so be patient, do not rush those shots, and if you're not really 100% sure about that ethical kill, do not take it. I'm begging you, all right? Because I have seen some really damaged deer over the years, and it's painful to see them with jaw shoot out, or they are limping, or they are missing the limbs, because the hunters rushed their shots and didn't do the job correctly. That being said, have fun, and please let me know in the comments what surplus rifles you like most to use for hunting.